Hello everyone, I'm Zeno, Doctor of Medicine and the pioneer of the virtualization method for all the major online proctors back in March 2020 when everyone said it couldn't be done. So this is the first video in my new series where I'm going to be talking about the history of online proctors, what they can do, some of the mishaps, and just generally answering questions as best as I can. So this first video is going to be all about eye tracking, how it works, and what it can do and can't do. It's something that I always see people asking me on Reddit, and I've always wanted to make a video, explaining how it really works. So here we go. Now, to begin, when you're talking about eye tracking, the first thing you need to consider is that there's two distinct types of eye movement. You've got your smooth pursuit, which is like when my eyes follow this finger, or similarly when my eyes follow my mouse cursor on my screen. And then you've also got your kind of jerky movements, like when my eye darts from here, down to my cell phone or down to my notepad or something like that. And the difference between those two movements is going to be something that's really key for the eye tracking. And to make it even clearer just how all this works, I have made a little map for you all. Now, some of you might be wondering, what is the AI thinking, or what is the proctor thinking when they're doing the eye tracking? And you might think, they can't know every angle of your face, and they don't know your setup, so it's hard for them to know exactly what you're looking at. But it actually might be a little easier than you think, because what they're doing is they're creating a heat map of where you're looking and looking for how that matches or deviates from maybe how it should. So to start, I'll give you two examples. I'll do a normal student, how a normal student takes an exam, and how a cheater might. So I've set up over here a little example in MS Paint, and you've got your exam. So this looks like Pearson Vue, and then just for the sake of discussion, some phones. Maybe you're going to look at your cell phone or your calculator, or your friend is going to hold up a sign for you or something like that. So we're going to take a look what that looks like, starting now with the normal exam taker. So a normal exam taker is going to come in, and first he reads the question, then he might read the answers, he might read the question again, he's going to mark one, go next, and then go right back to the question. And now the exam knows what this layout looks like, because it's the exam. It knows that generally there's these three spots that you're going to expect the student to be looking, and they've got this pattern. But if you look at a student who's cheating, the pattern might be very different. So take this for example. Maybe they start out and maybe they read the question, they read the answers, but they're waiting for an answer. Like, let's say they're waiting for an answer from their phone. So then they might just kind of kind of mull over it for a little while, kind of looking around randomly here, and then all of a sudden, boom, they see their mobile phone light up, and it goes like boom, 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 boom. And so you've got this clear difference. The normal student is just going here, here, and then down here, but the cheating student has this extra leg over here. And so that's how it can be really easy to tell, like, well, that person is clearly looking somewhere that they should not be looking. And so that's something you really want to pay a lot of mind to. Another thing you want to pay a lot of mind to is the way that you're looking, because if you're just following your mouse, you're going to have a really smooth eye movement. But if you're darting from here down to your phone, it's going to be a really jerky eye movement, and that's something that's very, very easy for eye tracking to pick up on, because a normal student's probably not going to be nervously jerking his eyes around a lot. It looks very off. So that should give you a good idea what your eye tracking can look like. Now, a third thing that might happen is since a lot of people are finding ways to alt tab out of their exams, like if they have a virtual machine or something, is that instead of looking off screen, you'll keep looking at the screen the entire time, and so you might think, oh, I'm safe, because I'm never going to take my eyes off the screen. And we'll do this one in green, but that's not the case also, because just like how with the red and the blue we expect your eyes in these three spaces, and it's kind of like a predictable pattern, if you're alt tabbing and going on Google, you're going to be, looking all over your screen, down here in this corner or that corner, you're going to be looking all over the place, reading, trying to, read whatever reference that you think is going to help you figure out the answer. I mean, if you get lucky and you just find the answer on a Quizlet or something, then it's not quite as obvious, but there's still definitely something going on there. I mean, especially if you can, hear typing in the background, or you hear them, you hear them clicking. I'm sure you can hear it when I do it, and I'm not going to edit the audio levels or anything. So, just because you don't look away from the screen, don't think that means that it's impossible for the eye tracking to figure out that something's wrong, because honestly, I swear, it is so much more obvious than you think when you see someone who's like straight up, reading Robbins Pathology, or, whatever book they're reading looking for their answer. So, you should take the eye tracking seriously, and, you should keep a lot of that in mind. If your exam allows you to have a calculator on your desk to work on the math, then the eye tracking, then you have a lot more leeway, because they expect you to be looking all over the place. But if you're expected to be looking at the exam the whole time, they've got a closer handle on what you're doing than you might think that they do. Lastly, before I kind of wrap this lesson up, I want to give you 3 little tips. The first tip is that you should practice whatever you think you're going to do. So open your camera app and take a video of yourself and see if it's as subtle as you think it is, or if it's not as subtle as you think it is. The second tip would be to go on YouTube and watch some videos of people playing around with eye trackers, and you might realize that they're actually a lot more accurate and powerful than you thought. PewDiePie has a video I like, and I'll put it in the description. And the third tip, and I think this is a funny one, is that you might have watched my heat map thing and thought, oh, I know, I'll just tape my phone right to my computer screen, and that way I'll always be looking at the computer screen. But you should be careful about that, because your screen is going to give off its heat through the glass, and then your phone's going to overheat, and in the middle of your exam you'll run out of the phone, and you'll probably panic because you're on camera and you're being proctored and you don't know what to do. So a continuation of that tip is that if you're going to try any funny business, you really need to practice and plan for anything to go wrong, and generally have a backup plan, because sometimes people come up with really elaborate ideas that sound great on paper, but as soon as you try and put them into practice, they just fall apart. They're too complicated. So make sure whatever you plan on doing is not something crazy over the top, that's just all it takes is for one thing to go wrong and your whole system can fall apart. So that was my first video, kind of talking about online proctoring and how it works. I really hope you learned something, and you're free to comment on my videos. I'll definitely respond to all the comments. You can also join my Discord forum if you want to learn more about me or talk to me. I'm not super talkative, but I kind of want to get into it now that I have my video series and kind of my community going. And so you can also look at my other videos. I'm a study live streamer, and I have my grade Genie video if you're interested in my virtual machine. And you can just check out my Discord and make a ticket if you want to get to know me or want me to help you with something. But this is my kind of first tutorial video I've made about this series. I've been looking forward to it for a really long time. So I hope you guys liked it, and I can get some good feedback, and I'm really looking forward to making a lot more. So I guess until next time, keep on getting your good grades and studying however works for you, and always keep Ankiing. Jana.